video will teach you how to check and inspect and diagnose your vehicle's engine oil's condition. Since we'll be working near our vehicle's engine, the first thing we need to do is pop that hood. Once underneath your hood, you will need to locate your engine's dipstick for your engine oil. It's generally right next to your engine and it will generally be colored yellow. In my case on this Toyota, it's right here. For best results in determining whether your vehicle has the right level of oil, it's best to do this after your car has been sitting for a few hours. Before we pull the dipstick out, it's best to get either a glove or some sort of paper so you don't have to get your hands dirty. In this case, I just got some toilet paper we can use. Pull the dipstick out, and you'll see the engine oil right on the end there. What we'll do quickly is just wipe this off and then put the dipstick right back in. Now that I have the oil wiped off, I will temporarily put the dipstick back in to recollect the oil so I can get a proper oil level. Now that I have the oil, I will wipe it off onto the cloth to see what the correct color is. It's also good to note that on this case, there are 2 dots on the end of my dipstick. The oil goes up to the second dot, meaning that my car does not have any unknown oil leaks. Now is also a good time to understand which exact oil viscosity that your car uses. The best way to figure this out, of course, is to turn to your car's Bible, the owner's manual. In this car's owner's manual, it says that it uses oil OW16. So that's the oil viscosity that it has used, and that's the oil viscosity that we're going to continue to use. OW16 motor oils are a very light viscosity, typically used in a lot of Asian vehicles, such as this Toyota, for example. It typically is manufactured by a full synthetic blend, typically. So because of that, it's generally rated to last about 10 to 15,000 miles before it starts breaking down. Looking at my records, last time I had an oil change on this car was at mile 147409 on the odometer. My vehicle is currently at 159,713 miles on the odometer, which is about 12,000 to 13,000 miles over the last oil change. So I would expect the oil to be broken down quite a bit, and I would expect to perform an oil change again relatively soon. In examining the color of the motor oil that came off my dipstick, I can see it has this brownish color, which does show quite a bit of contamination that has been done through the engine's components, which means that I would want to consider getting this engine oil replaced, which after 13,000 miles, that would make sense. One thing I would want to caution you on is if you get black on your paper or on your gloves. If you have black motor oil, it means your oil is pretty much completely broken down, and chances are you've probably already had damage done to your engine. So it's best to change your oil far before that happens. When it's brown, like it is in my case, that generally means it's a good time to change it. New motor oil generally is in a yellow or honeycomb style color. So if it's still looking like that, that's what it would look like if it was new, and it generally would degrade to black. So by the time you're seeing brown, it'll generally have been, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 miles, depending on whether you have conventional or synthetic motor oil. So that will help you develop a baseline. And that is how you examine your engine oil's condition and level. Hope you learned something.